Assalamu alaikum. Today is our online lecture number 20, and today we are going to continue our topic, that is optics. So let's start with the optics. Last time in our optics chapter lecture, we study about different types of technologies that are being used in the optical physics or in communication, and further we studied about the advantages of those technologies. And now today we will move further and we will talk about optoelectronics, that what is optoelectronics. And first I want to tell you that why we are going to start with optoelectronics, because in optic physics, when we talk about optic physics, this means we are talking about light, and not only light but also all the applications that are connected with the light. So whenever there is a light, this means there will be some type of source. As we studied in our last lecture, there are two sources of light, or two types of sources. One which were the main source, and they are they are giving us the light, or they are the main source, and the other type of sources are the reflectors. So the source of light, that are the objects or components which are called optoelectronic components or optoelectronic devices. So what are optoelectronic devices? Let's start. Optoelectronics is the study and application of electronic devices and systems that source, detect and control light, usually considered as subfield of photonics. So mainly optoelectronics is the combination of light and electronics. Why electronics? Because the main purpose of that device is ultimate to control the flow of the current. So that is done by light. So optoelectronic devices or optoelectronic devices is the communication between optics and electronics. Optics, this means it is a communication between current and the light, which includes the study, design and manufacture of a hardware device that converts electrical energy into light, and light into the energy through semiconductors. So the main function of optoelectronic device is to convert the light into electrical energy, or the electrical energy into light, through semiconductors. Semiconductors are what? These are materials which we study in our previous last week. So this device is made from solid crystalline materials which are lighter than the metals and heavier than the insulators. Optoelectronic device is basically an electronic device involving light. This device can be found in many optoelectronic applications, like in military services, in our telecommunication, in automatic access control systems, and in medical equipments. So basically from this what we come to know, that optoelectronic devices are those devices which are used to convert one type of energy into another, that is from light to electrical energy, or from electrical or electronics from to light energy, and what we use in them, we use semiconductors. So optoelectronic devices and applications. Optoelectronics are classified into different types. So there are different type of optoelectronic devices. Those are photodiodes, solar cells, LEDs, light emitting diodes, optical fiber, and laser diodes. So now one by one we will go through all these optoelectronic devices, that how they work and what are their applications and what are their main structure or working principle. So let's start with the photodiode. So mainly, what is a photodiode? A photodiode is a semiconductor device that converts light into an electrical current. The current is generated when photons are absorbed in the photodiode. Photodiode may contain optical fibers, built-in lenses, and may have large or small surface areas. So actually photodiode is a device that can convert light into electrical current. So a photodiode is basically used in any type of device where we have to receive sunlight, no matter sunlight or artificial light, any type of light. So any equipment or device whose working is to receive the light and convert into electric current, that device is photodiode, and this is the symbol of the photodiode. So now let's talk about the construction of a photodiode. These radiations you see, so light is emitted there. Here light falls, and this is the P region, N region, and PN junction. So how this work? The PN junction of the device placed inside a glass material. This is done to order to allow the light energy to pass through it, as only the junction is exposed to radiation. Thus the other portion of the glass material is painted black or in materialized. The overall unit is of very small dimension, nearly 2.5 mm. It is noteworthy that the current flowing through the device is microampere, and that current can be measured through the ammeter. So how actually a photodiode look like? I can draw it here. It can be of different shape, but the most common photodiode I am drawing here, it will be like something like this, and it will be having legs. These legs are connected to the circuit board, and this upper portion, this round, this is actually this glass material. This glass material is there, and inside the glass material you will see some type of lines here, and those lines are what? Those lines are the junctions, or you can say PN junction, or this type, to convert the light, because light is falling here and then it will convert that light into electrical current. So that is the main construction or the working of the photodiode. Now the second device is solar cell. A solar cell or a photovoltaic cell is an electronic device that directly converts sun's energy into electricity. So here this photodiode was converting the, you can say, artificial type of optical fiber light, that is also artificial bulb light, that is also artificial visible light communication, VLC, that is also. But if the light is of sunlight and that light is converted into electricity, so this is the work of the solar cell. When sunlight falls on a solar cell, it produces both a current and a voltage to produce electric power. Sunlight, which is composed of photons, radiates from the sun. When photons hit the silicon atoms of the solar cell, they transfer their energy to loose electrons, and then these high energy electrons flow to a external circuit. We can see this. This is the solar cell, and these are the different 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 layers are described here. First we study and then we will see the picture. So what is the structure of a solar cell? Solar cells, whether used in a central power station, in a satellite or a calculator, have same basic structure. Why same basic structure? Because the working is same. The main working of the solar cell is to convert the sunlight into electrical power. In satellite, whenever you see the picture of a satellite, you will see the wings of the satellite, and those wings are actually the solar cells. So whenever the satellite is launched in the space, the most critical or the most valuable moment is when the satellite is launched in the space and the satellite is going to open its wings. Those are solar cells. If the wings are not unfolded rightly or correctly, then the satellite will crash. Because from where the satellite will get power? Satellite will get power from the sun through the solar cell. So solar cells are there. In the calculators we see on the top of calculator, and other nowadays solar vehicles are there, in our home solars also. So everywhere the basic structure will be of a solar cell will be same. Light enters the device through an optical coating. There will be optical coating on the front or anti-refraction layer that minimize the loss of light by reflection, because whenever light will fall on any type of glass or coating, it will reflect. So anti-refraction layer will be there, so that there will be no minimum loss of light by refraction. It effectively traps the light falling on the solar cell by promoting its transmission to the energy conversion layers below. The anti-refraction layer is typically an oxide of silicon or tantalum, or these type of materials, or maybe it is titanium or a silicon or any materials. These type of materials are typically on the anti-refraction layers, so it helps to do the minimize loss of the light. So these are the layers. You can see the front layer is the frame, that is encapsulation. All these are refraction. For refraction, minimize the refraction, and these are our main electrical interconnects. They are connected to each other, all these cells, to complete the circuit. And after that, these are the layers of encapsulation. This is for barrier adhesive, and these are the back sheets. So all these layers are just to minimize the loss. So after this, whatever the energy is converted is then can be used or can be stored in the batteries. So the main function of this is here in this layer where sunlight is converted into electrical. So it is an optoelectronic device, solar cell. Now the third one is light emitting diode, or that is also called LEDs. So a light emitting diode or LED is a semiconductor light source that emits light when current flows through it. You remember last time we studied about the sources of the light, and LED was the one of the sources of the light. Now LED structure, you can see here, this is the main symbol for the LED. Now you see what is the difference between this symbol and this symbol. This is photodiode. Photodiode receive the light and convert it to the electric signal. While that's why arrows are coming downward. Now what LED is doing? LED is emitting. It emits the light. It gives the light. This means it converts electrical signal into light signal. So this means this is used for sending and this is for receiving. So LEDs, you can say, is one of the latest inventions and is extensively used in our everyday life, in your cell phones or anywhere, whatever device nowadays. You can't see any device where there are no LEDs. From your cell phones, your television, your laptops, computers, your home appliances, your bikes, every type of automobile. So LEDs are everywhere nowadays. They are in different you can say different types of materials are used, which can give you different colors, but we will not go into so much deep or designing of LEDs. So what are the advantages of the LEDs? The advantages of light emitting diode includes the following. Number one, the cost of LEDs is less and they are tiny. This is one of the most important advantage. LEDs are cheaper. That's why nowadays all the electrical and electronic industries, they are using LEDs for different type of applications. Second is, by using the LEDs, electricity is controlled. For controlling applications also. Third, the intensity of the LED differs with the help of microcontroller. Microcontroller is a device which can be programmed as per your need. So whatever we want to use, we can program in microcontroller, and with that we can control the intensity of LED. Long lifetime, energy efficient, no warm up period. Warm up period means first it will gather some energy, and if the energy will reach to some specific level, then it will emit light. Rugged, doesn't affect the cold temperature. Directional, colored retending is excellent. Environmental friendly and controllable. So these are all the advantages of LEDs. What are the applications of LEDs? There are many applications of LEDs. Some of them are: LED is used as a bulb in the homes and industries. Nowadays, first there were yellow bulbs, and after that the energy saver come, and nowadays instead of energy saver, we all are having in home or in industries, we are using LEDs, LED bulbs. Why? The first thing is they are cheap, they are life cycle is long, and their light is better and brighter. So that's why nowadays we are using LEDs bulbs everywhere in our industry or homes. Second, the light emitting diodes are used in motorcycles and cars, because light LEDs, first of all, less energy consuming, and secondly, brighter and better vision. That's why in automobiles nowadays, for their headlights and for their hazard lights and for brake lights, every type of lights, LEDs are used. These are used in mobile phone to display the messages. All your LED screens on your mobile, they are all LED technology is used in that. At the traffic light signals, LEDs are used. If you remember, 10 to 15 years back, the traffic lights were not as brighter and clear as these are now because of the LEDs. Because nowadays everywhere we use LEDs for this. Okay, the last two are for your assignment, and how you have to do your assignment is you have to search individually, no copy, and from internet, direct internet. You can read from the internet from different sources and then write in your own words, not direct copy paste from anywhere, and no direct copy paste from any student. You have to read about optical fiber. What is optical fiber? How many types of optical fibers are there? How the working principle of, what is the working principle of optical fiber? Working principle means how information is sent to the optical fiber and how the light can carry the information inside the optical fiber. What type of refraction or reflection is used inside optical fiber. So you have to explain how optical fiber works. Secondly is laser diode. Same, you have to tell what is laser diode, their types, their advantages, their applications, and what are the working principles of laser diode, like we study the working principle of photodiode, so, and working principle of light emitting diode. So you also tell the working principle of photodiode, laser diode, sorry. So these assignment you need to submit, and you have to submit on LMS system. LMS system will I will upload assignment, and there will be no excuse that assignment due to some internet issues you want to send on WhatsApp or email. No assignment will be accepted on WhatsApp or email, only on LMS system. So, and this assignment length, it depends upon what type of material you are sharing. There is no limitation of length, that it can be of 5 pages, 6 pages, or even it can be of 2 pages if you are doing very well. So just you need to cover, I think I should write here, but I think if I will write, then you will not listen to the lecture. So whatever I told, I can tell you again. Optical fiber. What is optical fiber? Types of optical fiber. Working principle of optical fiber. Same. What is laser diode? Types of laser diode. Advantages of laser diode. Working principle of laser diode. So all these questions should cover in assignment. So that was all for today's lecture. Thank you for listening.